Please listen carefully.
Why, hello everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Hypothetical Siblings. I'm Lainey.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome. So Nick, should we talk about our
Yes.
technical difficulties?
Many foibles were had this day, which I'm surprised that it was today and not last time. But maybe because it was the first time, we were more cautious, careful, what have you, or more involved in the process. We've got to the second episode, and now that we've made our fame of 4 views, we are, prepared to fail, prepared to be garbage lords.
Yeah, but that's my goal. Is
not
to be
your
a
goal? Garbage lord?
Yeah.
I feel like you haven't seen the John Wick movies, right?
Nah.
I feel like there is a character that is like the hobo king. That is like the trash king, and he is an army of pigeons.
Ah, sick. You know what? Pigeons are hella underrated.
Yeah. Well, did you see? I saw a GIF recently of a pigeon, and they're putting UV light on its wings, and it's like iridescent.
Oh shit!
It's got crazy like Avatar markings on it that you just don't see because it's Avatar the blue people, not the airbender.
Okay, I was like. It kind of works for both, I guess.
Welcome to Pigeon Ang. I would watch that series again if they were all different birds.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay.
Sokka would be a flamingo.
Correct, because we have to go into this conversation now. I'm glad that we went to the same place. Why is Sokka a flamingo?
Because he's, like, weird, and I feel like he's not that coordinated, and he's, like...
But he's also, like, a battle master by the end of it. Like, he's big fight man.
Well, flamingos aren't just stupid.
You see those motherfuckers? You grab them by the neck and you swing them and it's over.
I feel like that's true for anyone. Grab them by the neck and swing them and it's over.
The difference is, like, you and I, we are not the combat masters, So
it's true.
If we are able to defeat a flamingo, then the flamingo is not formidable.
But it compared to other birds,
what about like an ostrich?
Ostrich is good.
Still strange, awkward, but will fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
And not as demonic as an emu.
Yeah, that's true. At first I was like...
Emu?
said that weird.
I get self-conscious saying things when I'm being recorded because I'm like, oh no, they'll know. They'll know I'm an idiot. But you already know I'm an idiot, everyone. So it's fine. You listened to the first podcast.
Yeah, which was an hour of us just fucking dorking around.
The Sog House.
The Sog House.
Big Sog House hours.
Which is incredible, by the way.
We need to still, like, make that either in Minecraft or, like, a diorama.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned last time to the people, Nick, I think you know this, but I get motion sick when I play Minecraft for too long.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is why I haven't been a pro at it. I think I would have gotten into it.
I wonder if that's a field of view thing. Or that you need, like, a higher frame rate or something like that, or a refresh rate.
Yeah, because you can change it. I remember, like, going to the settings and, like, changing it, because when you switch your mouse, it, like, goes either faster or slower, but...
Well, there's that, but there's also the field of view is basically like...
First person?
Yeah, but it's how far you can see to the left and right. Purple. And so if you make the field of view wider, it looks like when... It's kind of a strange effect on a 2D plane like that, but the actual human field of view, I think, is supposed to be like 120 degrees or something like that.
Ah, shit.
Because, I mean, if you put your hands out and they're almost next to your head evenly by the time that you can't see them, right? Whereas in Minecraft, I think it defaults to like 75 or 90 or something like that. And so with it being so narrow, that can screw with some people's heads.
Yeah, because like at first I thought it was third person, but then I realized when I'm playing Halo, I don't get motion sick. Yeah. And that's first person, right? So,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whack.
But yeah, like we were saying, many technical foibles. This is the third time now that we've started this particular episode. Because of microphone issues, and then what was the second one? I don't know. Bunch of nonsense. Bunch of garbage.
Technical nonsense.
Garbage, man.
Garbage, mate. So let's get right into it, Nick. How was your week? What'd you do?
It was good. I did DoorDash. I've been doing DoorDash with my main job temporarily closed due to the pandemic at insert generic sports retailer here. I have been out of work and needing money, and so I picked up DoorDash, which is a lot easier to pick up than I thought it was going to be. But apparently it is still more difficult than things like Uber Eats or what are the other ones? Grubhub
Postmates.
And Postmates, and there's some other one that I heard about recently
but they don't matter.
I was not previously aware of. Yeah, they just don't matter because we don't know about them. Therefore, they do not exist.
Boom.
Because they don't do background checks or anything like that, or a lot of them don't do background checks, whereas DoorDash does. So it took about a week for me to get my DoorDash bag, which is like the insulated bag and the little debit card. So some restaurants, for whatever reason, you have to pay for the person's food.
Yeah, you can't pay online.
Exactly. So, been doing that. The peculiar thing about it is it's got a lot higher highs and lower lows, I think, than working at my regular job. Because at my regular job, people are generally happy because they're getting something from a sports retailer that lets them do the thing that they like to do, and so they're basically their hobbies, and they are getting to go get things to do, right? It's like for you, the artist, getting new paintbrushes or
which is exciting. It's not like a chore. It's
exactly it's a fun thing you get to go do, or like me getting new video game stuff or console or whatever. Whereas with DoorDash, these fuckers want their food.
Yeah.
And they want it now. You are not a person. You are the robot bringing it from point A to point B. And therefore, because you are a robot, do not deserve rights or to be treated like a person.
Yeah. Which is like, I'm a gonk droid, stop kicking me over just because I'm a little trash man.
It was poorly designed when you think about it.
Gonk droids?
There's no way for them to get back up.
Because they got duck feet. Flap.
Do the legs because they can. The legs can retract all the way back up into the body. So I feel you just need like a extendable kickstand on either side to help get them back up.
Yeah, like R2 rather than
Many of your files were deleted recently.
Great.
Excellent.
Great.
The files have been deleted.
We love to hear it.
Hopefully they were non-important files.
It's okay. I don't do a lot on here.
All right. Excellent. But yeah, so there's some folks that are really appreciative, especially with everything going on, because they don't want to leave the house, and so kind of view you as a proxy in that way of the person who's taking the risk for them, which is nice because in some way you are. But I mean, we also signed up to do this,
Right.
So there's those people, and they generally will tip reasonably well because they understand that a significant portion of your income from DoorDash is coming from them tipping you. Whereas there's the other person who will get like a what did this woman get? She got a 30-item Walmart order, and the Walmart orders, you're picking up their groceries effectively, and they usually are long waits because everyone's kind of doing that nowadays, and they don't pay that much more outright unless the person is going to tip you. So this lady ordered 30 or 40 items, something like that, and didn't tip me anything. And so I made $5 for sitting there for an hour waiting for her groceries to be put in my car, driving to her place, and putting them on her doorstep. Which is kind of ass, but I mean, I don't like tip culture in general. I think that you should just pay people a livable wage,
Yeah.
But not that I'm saying that DoorDash is important enough to be like, I should be able to survive on just doing DoorDash.
Yeah, but also, I agree with you because the whole point of a tip is, how well did you do and that kind of stuff. But because of what people are making, I guess, it's you can't do it that way. I feel like no matter unless my waiter or whoever I'm tipping is, really horrible, there's actually an issue, coming after me personally or something, even if they screw up, I'm not going to tip them poorly because that's part of their...
I feel that way too, and I think that's why tip culture still exists, is because of people feeling that kind of obligation that they know it's part of that person's income. But I also agree. I think that, unless there is basically some kind of malicious action, the person is rude or disrespectful or something like that,
right?
They get a good 15%, where if they're doing very good, you up that 20, 25, whatever it is.
I usually do 20 every time, but also I am not very responsible for my own money right now, so.
Because when you only have your own money to go spend on things outside of, you know, necessities. Then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't have money, you know? And that's my thing is, if you are tipping because you only have so much and you can only tip 5%, that's fine, you know?
Right, yeah, of course.
You just don't be a dick about it, you know? Like, I was watching for a while the show Good Girls, and there's a whole altercation where this shit kid keeps coming to this diner, and he always tips whatever change is left over, but he drops it into the bottom of a milkshake.
Ugh.
So the person has to go and dig through the milkshake to get the change for the tip. And I'm like, I don't know.
Spit in the milkshake.
Well, it's after the milkshake has been drunk. And there's
well,
only
yeah, but if he keeps coming in, you're it's the change
you
milkshake
know that this
kid.
Is the change milkshake child.
Let me hawk a loogie in this real quick.
Right in the vanilla.
Does that violate the Geneva Convention?
I mean, if you count it as biological warfare.
Kind of feel like it is.
I feel like it is. But it's not really warfare. It's more of like a petty argument between a shit child and a diner worker. I don't think the Geneva Convention, I mean, it applies to them, but not like, I don't know. No one expects a diner worker to commit a war crime.
Yeah, you don't expect it, and that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. What else happened in my week?
Strong man?
Yeah, big strong man, big fence builder.
Yeah, big fence builder Nick over here. Got his hands dirty, got a sunburn.
I got lots more than my hands dirty. My body is filthy. My entire head to toe, just dirt and cement and splinters. Those big fucking flies that were everywhere for no reason. Yeah. They looked like giant mosquitoes, but they didn't bite at all, so it was really just disconcerting to have them around.
Yeah.
But basically, we've been having a lot of wind here where we live recently.
Ooh.
And our grandma, who is bedridden, a big chunk of her fence just like exploded because the wind was so strong. And so it needed to be rebuilt rather than just being replaced this time because it's also
hella old.
Yeah, Lord knows how many years this particular piece of fence, because we've patched parts of the fence before. But this particular part could be, I mean, it realistically could be like almost 30 years old.
Because did they build that house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, they didn't like log cabin it, you know, it wasn't like, here's a patch of ground that we're just going to build a house. It was like a kit, basically.
Right. I remember learning about that in school.
Right. Which I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, give me an IKEA house.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, right. Because I feel if you break it down enough that most folks could probably get it done. Because you have to have the walls already built and insulated and everything like that. So maybe less efficient, but...
But what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? I'm sure it was relatively cheap to put there.
Yeah, well, yeah. Had to be.
But yeah, so spent Thursday... Well, not Thursday. Thursday was getting the materials for it. And then Friday and Saturday were the actual building of the fence, the setting of the concrete and everything like that. Learned a lot about woodworking and, you know, different aspects of construction and stuff like that. It was super cool. Got to see a lot of our family that I haven't seen in a while. Woohoo. Because they came up to help work on the fence. Because lo and behold, it takes a lot of fucking people to build a fence because building fences are hard.
Yeah, especially when the fence is taller or as tall as you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm just right at 6 feet, and this fence is about equivalent to... Oh yeah, because the slats we were using were 6 feet, so it is literally as tall as I am. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a lot of manual labor, which I am not used to doing. I'm a sit behind a desk boy.
Yeah, me too.
You know.
Meanwhile, while my basically whole family was working on this, I guess not whole family, whole half of our family. I was being stupid. You want to hear a revelation that I had this week?
What?
Myself. Well, maybe not a revelation, but it's just something stupid. I'm watching BuzzFeed Unsolved. They use lots of quotes.
Okay,
because...
for those of us who don't know. Or,
I
mean, for the audience who is clearly not tied into the social media like I am, what is BuzzFeed Unsolved?
BuzzFeed Unsolved is a YouTube channel. I don't know if they're on other stuff. And it's just, they post all kinds of stuff. I survived stories, true crime, how they were caught stories, lots of supernatural stuff, which is cool, but gives me the chills, so I don't like to watch it. So they use lots of quotes because they're having actual information from sources and like quoting actual people. And I learned through closed captioning that I have been saying something wrong ever since I've known what it is.
I love this kind of stuff.
And it's in regards to quotes. So when you're quoting somebody, you say, quote, unquote. You know what I thought that you said?
Did you think it was quote, unquote?
Thought it was quote, unquote.
What is, okay, because I don't know if it was me who also thought it was quote, unquote, I don't remember. But there was a point where I was like, someone said it, and I was like, that kind of sounded like quote, unquote. And I don't know if it was me just hearing that, or if it was someone actually saying that. What the fuck sense does that make?
Well, I have no idea.
The quote
I feel like
is on top of another quote?
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense in my head. Like, if the sentence was, like, vertical, it's like a sandwich, a quote sandwich. I don't know.
If the sentence was vertical, like you have to tilt your head 90 degrees to read it vertical?
I mean, imagine a sentence.
Yes.
You put it, like, on its side,
right?
Yeah,
rotate
so it's
it 90
vertical.
Degrees.
Yeah. If it's in quotes, one quote's on the bottom and one quote's on the top. Quote, unquote. Boom.
But, see, this is getting into the weird bullshit where it's like you think of the alphabet or numbers in a linear 3D space. That didn't make any sense. Where it's like red is the number 1.
No, one's not red. One's yellow for sure.
Why? Because it's gold?
I don't know.
Because I've always thought of 1 is red, and then 2 is blue, and it's to the right of red.
3 is green.
And it's on top of the 2, and then it goes to 4, which is to the right of the 3. But that can get into a weird thing where it's like some people visualize it in a 3D space.
Yeah.
So it has all 3.
Isn't that called, is it called synesthesia? What's that? Or is that music? I literally don't know.
You can throw out whatever you want. The people will judge you, not me.
That's fine.
I have no answers, but the internet
You know
does.
why 3 is green?
Because that's what it was in Smash Brothers?
But that's cool. But because 3 is equivalent to triangles, and triangles are definitely green.
Triangles are definitely green.
It's not that 3 is definitely green, it's that triangles
I will hear the argument for triangles being yellow.
Yes,
I will hear it.
Okay.
If you think triangles are blue or red,
you're
are
wrong.
Incorrect.
You're very wrong.
Squares are.
I think of them as red. Is that weird?
I feel like squares are blue. And circles are red.
Circles are blue.
See? There's weird...
Rectangles are orange.
Yeah. I've always thought of like yellow, but it's in the same vein.
Yeah.
You know?
Warm color.
Yeah.
If you're coming over to me and saying, rectangles are purple, that's just
what shape is purple?
What shape is purple? Rhombus. No, trapezoid.
No, trapezoid's red.
Trapezoid is not red. No,
trapezoid
it's
is
like,
also red.
It's a cool color for sure. It's like teal or could be purple, I guess.
Rhombus is purple.
Okay, I vibe with that.
Rhombus is purple.
That was my first thought. I also could see it as like an emerald green.
Like darker?
Yeah, maybe that's just because like gems. And I feel like it's kind of
like gemstones, like actual emeralds and shit
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that was a
Yeah, so apparently those are our thoughts on what colors shapes should be. Because we are 5. We are children.
You know what else I did this week is I finally got to see some friends that I haven't seen since they got back in state because they went off to college. We all just basically stayed in our cars.
That wasn't this last week, huh?
Yeah. We just stayed in our cars and talked, though, because social distancing, and we're not trying to bring the germs to our familias.
The virus.
Yeah. But, so because nothing's really happening and no one really has much to talk about, we were coming up
with... As we sit here trying to make a thing of talking about things.
Well, we're doing great, so...
We're doing all right.
So we were coming up with games to do, just like word games, because we didn't bring anything, obviously, and we can't, like, touch a board game all. So
I'm sure you could figure out something with mirrors and Uno. You know?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Live streams.
Welcome to Twitch. This is just a way for my friends and I to play Uno.
But you can watch, I guess.
I guess. But one of them was one of my friends would... like say ask a question and be like, what's your ideal date? And then the rest of us just had to say the first thing that came to my head. Or came to our heads. So
date? Like romantic date? Or like date in a calendar?
Definite romantic. But that's not as important. It's more just about like seeing the weird, like, it's so funny when you're like, what's your favorite color? And someone goes, Ben Franklin. Because it's just the first thing that comes to your head.
So you say the first thing that comes to your head regardless of if it applies to the question.
Uh-huh.
So which one of your idiot friends is like, what's your favorite color? And their first thought, like in their fucking deepest id, is like, Ben Franklin had a lot to do with colors. So I'm just going to shout Ben Franklin right now.
That was just what I thought of right now.
Good. So you are the idiot friend.
Yes.
Excellent.
You know what? And that made me realize that I have to get through a lot of shit to say a coherent thought.
Like there's lots of checkpoints that go through in your mind?
Yeah, because that question that I asked first, the what's your favorite date? My response was rubber duck. So
rubber duck. So you're telling me that a significant part of your week was you and your friends sitting in a parking lot shouting gibberish at each other.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's hilarious. I cried laughing like at least 3 times.
Yeah, see, you crying laughing is not that much of a feat, though. Like, it really does not take a lot to get you just to be, like, in tears doubled over.
That's true. Audience, during our last podcasting, I was in tears a lot.
That's true.
So any point I'm laughing... Yeah, I'm
there is
crying
a solid
too.
percent chance that tears are involved in any of Lainey's laughter.
Which is why the sides of my eyes are chapped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to have, like, crow's feet when you're, like, 25?
Yep, probably.
Rock on.
It's fine. I like having that sign of life on me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel like crow's feet makes you look wise?
Maybe not even wise, just, like, people know that I either squint a lot or I'm, like, smiling a lot, which is great.
I don't know, because smile is the one, it's just between the corner of your mouth and your nose, and that's where you get those deep...
Are those called laugh
lines? Yeah, laugh lines.
Yeah.
So that's where you get those. You don't get... I guess if you have a really fucked up smile, then yes, you can also get crow's feet. Oh, alright.
Is it happening?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Great.
We're going to be one of those, I was going to say YouTubers, but we could put this on YouTube, I guess, who's like, give us 10,000 follows for a face reveal and shit like that. Like, would you ever sit in front of a camera and be like, hello, this is me?
Yeah, I totally would.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a podcast? Listened to a podcast?
I have. Well, there's some podcasts are like live streamed, like you can watch them.
But so one of my favorite podcasts I listened to for such a long time and didn't really follow them on anything or like Instagram or whatever.
Is this My Favorite Murder?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I love that podcast. And then one day I like found him on Instagram or they mentioned it or something like that on the podcast, and they were not up to my imagination of them.
Well, that's my thing, is that I worry about people will hear my silky smooth voice and then they'll imagine this, like, dream me, and they'll be like, oh yeah, he's probably like 6'2" Brazilian helicopter pilot, fucking jacked, just all the way through, and then they'll see me and they'll be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I think that we have fairly nice voices, question mark.
I think we do.
And so
I like to think that I'm pleasing to listen to.
You especially. I feel like mine can go on and off because I can get real squeaky, which is fine. That's
mostly when you're like breathing in and trying not to die when you're laughing, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's very circumstantial.
Yeah, but like, what are they picturing right now?
I don't know.
For the record, I'm 5'7". Were you thinking I was like 5'4"?
Probably
no.
a midget.
Yeah.
Oh, should we not say midget? Is that an offensive term?
Yeah, don't say midget.
I don't know. They had to change that. The Borderlands games? I feel like we've talked about this.
We keep talking about Borderlands.
Just recently, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's me and my buddy have been playing a lot of that, so that's probably why. But they changed it, because in Borderlands 1 and 2, midget is an enemy type.
Oh.
That it's literally like a little person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that has like a mask on and is a little psycho murderer.
Yikes.
But it's a little person, right? And then the third game, they changed them to Tinks. Tink. Because they're tinkerers and they're all like mechanics and
like
shit.
Tinkerbell.
Yes.
I love Tinkerbell. That's like, have you seen on Disney Plus? They put Lilo and Stitch on there, of course.
Oh, that's rad.
Great movie. But the part where Nani is chasing Lilo through the house and she gets in the dryer or washer or whatever and closed it, they edited it. So now it's this weird like cabinet where she puts a pizza box up so Nani won't see her. And it's the same exact scene. Nani gets on top of it and closes the door so she thinks she goes out. Except they didn't want to show a little girl getting into a dryer, I guess. So everyone thought it was this like it's Mandela effect?
You asked me like I know. I have no idea.
Oh, really? You know Berenstein Bears? Have you heard that whole thing?
Yeah.
Have you heard like the thing about how people think
where it's like Bernstein Bears, Berenstain Bears and shit like that. Yeah.
So it's like they thought it was that kind of situation where they're like, I remember this being a dryer, like it's not, what the heck's happening?
But it wasn't it?
But it was. So if we had the DVD of it and we watched it on that, it would be a dryer. But because on Disney Plus they altered it, they edited it.
Interesting. I don't like this rewriting of history of Disney.
Yeah, me neither.
I think they should just release all the old racist, crazy bullshit and be like, we'll do what they did. Just be like, sorry about it.
Yeah.
Here's some crows that are definitely hyper-racial depictions of African people.
Yeah, at Dumbo. But yeah, I think it's important to look at that stuff, unless it's like violent and obviously really horrible, because you have to like...
It just needs to be appreciated in the context in which it was created.
Right. Well, and if you forget, you're going to make the same mistakes. That's the whole thing. Sure. I feel like we learn such a biased view of history that, like, it's messed up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Messed up.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that... Well, I don't want to get too political because then the internet will assault us.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
We
assaulted. We might already be assaulted.
Yeah.
You know, for saying words about little people that ought not to be said. But it's like the John Mulaney bit, you know? Like, maybe it is offensive, but if you're not using it in an offensive context, you know?
The one where he's talking about midget is worse than the N-word?
Yeah, midget's in the N-word, and the guy's like, well, it's just as bad as the N-word, and he's doing the whole, no, it's not!
You know how I know?
Yeah, correct. For those of you who don't know, John Mulaney is a comedian, and if you haven't watched any of his stuff, you absolutely should.
He's
a very
so hilarious. And one of those people where, like, they have, like, rough stuff in their past and can, like, he's like, talking about how he was graduating from college and walking across the stage with a hangover and did a bunch of, like, coke the previous night and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
keep you going.
Yeah, for real.
Do you think, though, that how much of that is true? Not necessarily in the case of just John Mulaney, but in any comedian. I've thought about it, and I'm like, how interesting of a person really are you that you have all these stories? Or at a point are you just like, this happened to my friend, but it's a lot simpler if I just say it happened to me for the purpose of my bit,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Like, they just twist a story so it'll flow better.
Yeah.
That's fine, though.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but how much of it, how often
like
do you think it happens?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, although I think that it takes a very specific person to be a comedian.
Oh, I think so, too.
And so I feel like very often they have really interesting lives in that way. Because, like, they're often really outgoing. And I feel like people with hard lives, not like, I don't know how to say this, like, find comedy more often, because I feel like a bunch of comedians are like
the people who go through harder shit have an easier time laughing because that's what got them through the hard shit.
Because both
yes,
just a bunch of agreement. Yes,
agree to everything, then no one can fight you.
Boom, my whole high school experience right there.
Is agreeing to people so that they don't fight you.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Me and government just
having a debate, and you're like, shit, you know what, you're right.
Having a Socratic seminar, and I'm just sitting there like
agreeing with every viewpoint that's been brought up, despite if they criticize one another.
And then it comes around, and I have to say something to get points, and I'm like, you know, I really like what Jessica said.
I think it's particularly interesting that Amy thought that.
And also, I would just like to add on, pull out a vocab word. Boom. Full points.
Boom.
Boom.
I like, because we do hand gestures. We both talk a lot with our hands, but it does not translate even a little bit to any kind of audio format unless we're like waving our hands that you can hear the air swooshing around.
Yeah, we're both really people who move a lot. Like, I feel like
we
don't sit
mobile.
still.
We're probably a fucking ADHD. Yep, that's the one. ADHD or ADD or something.
Well, I learned about that just in I'm taking an abnormal psychology class, and that's what we learned about literally yesterday. So
do I have ADD?
I don't think so. Also, They just call it ADHD now.
They roll it all into one?
Mm-hmm,
but what if you're not hyperactive?
It's just a different form of ADHD, is what they say. They don't really use ADD anymore.
That's dumb. Bring the 90s back.
Only 90s kids.
Only 90s kids will know they had ADD.
Well, and also that's just kind of the vibe. Like, sometimes...
The vibe is having ADD.
No. The vibe is just being, like, fucking crazy sometimes.
I feel like it's a vibe more often in our lives than most people's.
That's fair. Like how last night me and Mom and Dad were watching TV and I got bored and stood up and just started flossing in the living room. The dance move.
The floss, because you're a Fortnite gamer.
Yeah, I am. Gamer girl.
Do you have any contact with Fortnite? Have you played it or seen it played?
I've never played it. I've seen like really small clips, like more meme-y stuff, I feel like.
Well, sure. We've all seen the dank Fortnite memes.
Right. But I've not had any contact because those aren't the games I'm good at. And if I'm not immediately good at it, I don't want to play it.
If I'm not naturally skilled at something, I've been raised to drop it immediately out of anxiety.
Hashtag gifted and talented program. Here we go.
Correct. I feel similarly, though, because the whole thing is if I'm not doing well at a game or at the very least improving, right? Because there are plenty of games, like I've been trying to play a lot more fighting games and stuff like that because they are more fun than especially like the Call of Duties and the shooters and the things that are popular right now. I've played them and I've played them a significant amount, but I feel like as I'm getting older I just am enjoying them less for whatever reason. The same thing with like GTA 5. I'm like, okay, I drive around and I do the funny, I hit the person and I get the cops, and then it's like I just kind of shrug, and I'm like, okay, what? I did it. Yeah. I did the thing.
But remember, what game did we play? We thought was hilarious.
It was a Medal of Honor game. I'm pretty sure it was like Medal of Honor Wings of Valor or something like that. It was for the PS2. But it was a Medal of Honor game specifically about paratroopers in World War II. That for some reason, Lainey and I would play the multiplayer mode. And it would just be the two of us. It was like regular team deathmatch. But we wouldn't play team deathmatch because being as young as she is compared to me, there was not a lot of... And I played a lot more video games than she did too. So there was not like a real contest.
Right.
So instead... Yeah. What?
I had no skill.
Well, I guess when we got to Halo, you were a little bit older.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But playing this Medal of Honor game, we would just like throw ourselves off the top of this one barn... And then watch as the ragdoll just like went crazy or something like that. Or like try to jump on each other and like knife each other from the sky. Basically what I'm saying is we invented Assassin's Creed. Is what's happening. So you can thank us later. All of those of you who enjoy the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Yeah. That's one of the video games that we could play super long without like fighting. Because I was very much the little sister that was like, I'm gonna call Mom. Don't do anything to upset me. So he'd play video games and we'd be like, okay, when you die, it switches hands or whatever.
Did we do that? Yeah. What did we do that with?
I don't know. What's a one-player game? I think it was maybe the Lord of the Rings one. Was that... You remember that one?
I remember it. It wasn't really a die and switch kind of game. Well, I remember convincing you that you were playing a certain character when it was not a multiplayer game.
But I feel like I remember doing that. I don't remember what. Maybe it was Jak and Daxter. Is that a thing?
That feels real. Yeah. Because in the later games in Jak and Daxter 2 and 3, you can... there's like a GTA kind of system.
Okay.
And so we would just piss the cops off and then run around. Right. And then okay. That's a real thing.
But the thing is I would die in like a minute.
Right.
And Nick is super skilled and would take super long or like not die. So I would get super pissed. And sometimes I have a vivid memory of me sitting there watching the TV and being like, die, 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 and like chanting it so you'd mess up and I could play again.
You're sick. You got problems. You got issues.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then the advent of... We played a lot of multiplayer games, though, so it wasn't really a huge issue. I remember probably the worst Dragon Ball Z game ever released, Dragon Ball Sagas.
Oh, sick. That was such a good game, Nick. I don't know what you're talking about.
To our untrained child minds, was the sickest it's ever been. That was a good one. And then, of course, all the Lego games, Star Wars.
Kirby Air Ride?
Kirby Air Ride was the shit.
Yeah. Fuck Mario Kart.
Fuck Mario Kart.
Kirby Air Ride
is the wave.
It is. What good, like, courses and vehicles.
Well, and there was the... What do you call it? The, like, free roam mode where you go around the city.
Which
that
was
we played a bunch.
So fun.
It was fun.
Wow. Throwback to Grandma's GameCube.
Yeah, for some reason our grandma just had a GameCube, but this is in the era of when, like, the 360 and the PS3 are most prevalent, and grandma's still just rocking the GameCube, like the OG that she is, with a bunch of games. I assume they're from our cousins leaving them at her house or something like that.
It gotta be.
But yeah, there was like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, I think it was. Kirby's Air Ride, just a bunch of games like that were super fun to play and killed a lot of time out at Grandma's house because this is the same grandma I built the fence for, by the way. She kind of lives out in the boonies, and so there's not a lot to do out there if you're not as outside inclined as we are not.
We used to play in the dirt a lot, but then
well, she had grass back then.
Oh yeah. So we used to run around in like the sprinklers, huh?
True, but you can only run around in so many sprinklers.
Right. And what if we went over there and it wasn't as warm? Kirby's Air Ride.
Kirby's Air Ride is forever.
Yeah, is forever. Ideal.
So yeah, that's pretty much your whole week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have...
I'm trying to think if I even did anything else or watched anything that's exciting. I don't really think that I did.
See, I have a really hard time watching new stuff. Because I'm like so comfortable with the old stuff. I'm like, I don't want to give in the effort to like... watch something new.
See, my thing is just, you kind of got to say fuck it, and you're like, because I've heard people where they have rules of, watch this many episodes of a new thing, because sometimes it takes a little while to get going and stuff like that. Right. And I'm like, yeah, but also, I feel like there should be something in at least the first 2 episodes that is gripping enough to be like, no, there's something going on here,
Yeah, because when it's just garbage, it's like, it's hard to be like, let's keep watching this.
Well, and we're very spoiled for living in the age of reviews and everything like that, too. So, if we look at something, we're like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but then either someone we trust or some on the internet, or even just like a star rating, how you can see how many people have watched it, and it says 4 out of 5 stars, or, you get recommended by a friend or something like that over social media, it's a lot easier to kind of pick through the trash, So, but at the same time, I'm a staunch, is that a word?
Yeah.
Staunch believer in there being that your media diet for shows, movies, etc. needs to have the same kind of rounding. There is a media food pyramid, right? Where your grains, what else is that? Is it just grain at the bottom?
Sure.
That is a food pyramid. All right,
vegetables.
So I'm just going to assume that
meat, dairy.
I think it goes vegetables as the bottom because you can never really eat too many broccolis.
Sure.
And then probably bread and pasta.
Is bread? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like as in wheat, as in grain.
Yeah.
I was like bread's not, but okay.
Yeah. So grains in the next layer. Then you have meat and something else are next to each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because then it goes dairy and then fats is the top.
Oh.
So I think there's meat and then some other fucking food item. I don't know what other... Because what is there to eat besides... Oh, fruits? Fruits are probably up there with meats.
No, I feel like fruits and vegetables are at the same
Not
level.
even.
Yeah.
Because if you eat a bunch of fucking oranges and pineapples versus, like, carrots... You get way fatter eating oranges and pineapples because of all the sugars and shit.
But they're like natural. Listen, I don't know. Tomatoes are a fruit too, Nick.
That's garbage.
So are like zucchinis.
I refuse to accept the society in which tomatoes are a fruit.
Did you know pineapples are a berry? Take that.
I guess that makes sense. I don't like that there is a berry that's that big.
Yeah, well, too bad.
Yeah, it's fair.
Do you think that there's something big enough to where it can grab a pineapple like how we grab blueberries?
I hope not.
Why?
Because I don't want... Well, because here's the thing. The way that we grab blueberries, like, unless you're grabbing like a fistful of them, like a fucking chimp, you know?
Yeah.
You grab them individually with your index finger and your thumb.
Yeah.
But if a pineapple is that big, and this thing has an appendage with which it can grab something like that, I don't want to exist near that thing.
So you don't like King Kong?
I'm not saying well, what is don't like him? I like him when he's over there. When he's behind the screen of the computer or TV or movie theater or whatever. I don't like King Kong when he's in my backyard.
He wouldn't come here.
Because that's a gorilla that will just eat you.
Out of everywhere he could go, he wouldn't come to Nevada.
Well, because he has to come through here on his way to other places. That's
like California?
Because if he starts West Coast, you assume that a giant monster heads for population centers just by rules of
noise.
Entropy, noise, sure.
He's like, what's that?
But I feel like if you make a bunch of noise, then it scares a gorilla away. But if this is also a gorilla that's the size of like a building, so I don't think it cares much about anything.
It's a gorilla. I feel like gorillas are aggressive. I don't think they run. I think they're more fight than flight.
I don't think that's true.
Really?
Oh yeah. Because like, I don't know. Like a gorilla, I still feel like has to be scared of like a jaguar. You know?
Yeah.
I've seen Tarzan. I know these things.
Kerchak, what a boss.
Kerchak's a badass. He didn't get enough play.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
just trying to do what's best for his family, and everyone's just talking about he's a dick.
Yeah. He's got to be a dick, though, because otherwise it's like...
Because otherwise people fucking die. Like Kerchak.
Yeah, like Kerchak. And like his baby. Throwback to when his baby died.
Throwback to Kerchak's baby get big 8.
Just because it followed... Was it like a butterfly?
Some
or a
bug.
frog. Or something.
No, frog is Lilo and Stitch. Butterfly is Tarzan.
Why can't there... Yeah, okay. I believe you.
There can be a frog in both things, but I have decided there is not.
Also, I guess it would be a toad, huh?
Where? In which one?
Because it would... I mean, I know frogs can go on land, but I feel like they're more in the water and toads are less. Like tortoises and turtles.
It's in a jungle, though.
Right. Oh, like tree frog.
Yeah.
I got it. Got there.
And not even like the poisonous ones, but there's just the regular green red-eyed tree frogs.
Which are sick.
All frogs really are sick. What is that? What are you pointing at? Oh. Lainey is gesturing to a bead frog that she has made. Which has red eyes. Is that based off of a red-eyed tree frog?
Yes, but I didn't use a reference picture.
You just kind of made him?
Yeah,
it's
so
pretty
it could
damn
be
close.
Wrong. Thank you. I gave it to Mom. Because I'm a bead animal.
Menagerist?
Yeah, great word.
Made it up. I don't know if it's a real word.
I hope it's a real word.
You are now a menagerist.
Like the glass menagerie.
Exactly.
It's kind of depresso.
I forget reading it. I don't know if I really did read it, even though it was required.
It's like fine. It's really weird.
Isn't it short?
Yeah, look, it's right there.
Why do you? Oh, because you had to have a copy for school.
Yeah, I chose to read it too.
Why?
Because it was on a list, and I was like, yeah.
Masochistic?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit! We've been talking for 40 minutes!
Oh, that's not great.
Sure it is. Well, we decided at the beginning of this that it is as long as it needs to be. You know? Like, we just kind of talk until we stop talking, and we're like, yeah, we did it.
Wow.
You know? But we are also much less prepared for our actual topic this week than we were last week.
Yeah, we don't got some fancy map.
We don't have anything besides our wits.
Yeah, because it's something that we've known since we were children. Pokemon. It's just you and me.
The hypothetical here, I don't really know where it came from. Like, just spawned out of your brain. Yeah. How did you come by this idea?
I was just listing, all my kinds of ideas for it. And I started to get into things that, like, media that we enjoy.
Yeah.
And like the main ones between us, like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and I was like,
which I was surprised.
Pokemon.
I was surprised that you brought up Star Wars because you're not that big of a Star Wars fan. I don't feel like.
Yeah, well, it was hard for me to like when I was younger, and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
I can't even name those movies. Rip, don't kill me.
Like the actual names of them?
Yeah.
Any of them?
Phantom Menace.
Perfect.
That's it.
That's all you got?
There's one, Clone Wars?
Yep.
Jedi something?
Yeah,
Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so you have 1, 2, and 6.
Sick. Darth Vader time. Good morning, space.
Okay.
I don't know, Nick.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. I can't. To be fair, though, I really enjoy the new ones, and I still can't name them.
See, now you thought you were going to get crucified for making political statements about midgets, but now you're saying you don't know Star Wars names, and you enjoy the sequel. Is it the sequel trilogy? Yeah, because it's prequel, original, and sequel trilogy is how they've made it out to be. But now that you said you enjoy the sequel trilogy, everyone says, "Hey, guess what? You're garbage." But it's probably a lot louder and with a lot more exclamation points. Because people are children that can't just be like, yeah, it might be a critically poor movie, but it can still be fun to watch.
My taste in movies and whatnot is very low. I watched the Emoji Movie twice.
Why?
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
I want you all to know that she said that while looking at me, as one does when they look at someone and then walk backwards off a cliff. Like that look of like, yeah, you're fucking right, I'm going to walk off this cliff. And you're going to watch me. And
walk off a fake cliff I did. Come at me.
They're going to, if anything, because now that we've had a total of, a single digit number of listeners.
Woohoo!
Maybe with this one we'll get to double digits, and then all of them will come after you for your Star Wars taste.
I would love that. Email us at Hypothetical Siblings. Our Instagram at Hypothetical
just
Siblings.
Start plugging all of our shit.
Yeah, come roast me in the comments. We have a subreddit.
Any attention is good attention.
We got a Twitter.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so now that we've introduced our topic and then proceeded to not talk about our topic. Well, we didn't even say what it's about. We just said the word Pokemon and then moved on with our lives. But what we want to talk about this week is I was really prepared to say the very real possibility. And there is not a very real possibility. But what the situation would look like if all of us, our society, as it were, we live in a society. If we were to wake up and all of a sudden Pokemon existed. But not
in the place of the current animals we have.
Yeah, it is not a replacement. Let us be clear that it is a pure addition. So amongst all of I'm just going to start naming animals, I guess. The dogs, the cats, birds, lizards. What other groups of animals? Cheetahs? I don't know why that was the next one to come to my head.
Cheetahs are cats.
They're big ones, though. What's big dogs? Wolves?
Elephants?
Elephants
Rhinos.
are not big dogs. Big dogs.
Giraffe? Okapi. Capybara?
Why Okapi? Okay. Amongst all of these groups of animals.
Sharks.
Pokemon now also exist. And what would be the implications for our, society, daily lives, commutes? What else? What aspects of our lives would be affected by the existence of, elementally powered animals, and in some cases, what might be machines?
Yeah.
And fair warning, I have not been paying attention to Pokemon since do you know the order of regions? Because it goes
literally no.
Hoenn is the first one, and then Johto, Sinnoh. I don't know. They're on like generation 8 or 9 now. Should we start making wild claims that have no basis? Because that's what we said we were going to do. I'm pretty sure I know all of the starters for every generation.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea about almost any of the other Pokemon past those first couple hundred.
Because I think the last Pokemon game we got was X and Y.
Because yes, that's the latest generationally that we've both played. But the most recent game that we both played was Omega Ruby and Omega Sapphire, respectively. So we played that, but of course that's just a re-release of I don't know what it is. Let's look it up. You just want to leave it in the garbage?
Yeah, I would love to leave it in the garbage.
Let it rot?
Yeah.
Among the brains of the listeners. They're gone. They've already tuned out. They're like, I can't listen to a podcast where they like the sequel trilogy and don't know the Pokemon after Gen 4 or whatever it is. Because the first one is your classic Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Yep. We love them. Love to see it.
Next, I think, is Totodile, the Chikorita, and Cyndaquil.
And where's Mudkip?
Then it's Mudkip, Torchic, Trico.
I love Mudkip. By the way, he's my favorite Pokemon.
Of all of them? Mudkip is up there?
Of everyone. Which is interesting because I usually choose my starters as fire types.
Really?
Yeah.
Like which ones?
Fennekin.
Is that the only one you've chosen?
I probably chose Squirtle, truth be told, instead of
Okay. I'm gonna lay it on the table. Because as long as we're in the market of just making people hate us, Charmander and his evolutionary line are overrated. And y'all need to get the fuck over yourself. Squirtle for life, and Bulbasaur is not the shit onion that you think he is.
Yeah, people should stop roasting Bulbasaur. To be fair, Charmander's pretty cool. I like fire. I like dragons.
Yeah.
But they do choose him a lot, and I'm like, what about the Squirtle Fireman episode? Firefighter episode.
True. Is that all it takes? Is to put sunglasses on your Squirtle, and now he's better than Charmeleon, Charizard, all the other Chars.
Yes.
Yeah, the Char line. Burned up.
I will kill your bloodline. What is it?
I will destroy your bloodline.
Is that Kermit the Frog?
I don't know. Are you saying that I sounded like Kermit?
Yeah, you sounded like Kermit. Okay, well.
Should I actually say it as Kermit? I will destroy your bloodline.
Wow, guys. I mean, round of applause for that one. Thank you so much.
I hate the term round of applause because remember, like, yeah, exactly, in elementary school or middle school, where you actually clap, and while you're clapping, make a circle in front of you with your hands like you're warding off fucking evil.
Maybe we are. You don't know what...
If it's good, why is there evil to be warded off? I feel like if you do that, it should be to someone who has a bad performance, so you're, like, keeping their demons away from you.
I couldn't tell you. Let's just talk about Pokemon.
That's fair. Yeah, so, long story short, we don't know all the new modern Pokemon. Should we pull up a list?
They're bullshit.
Because, like, I can understand how a Charizard will affect our society. I don't understand how a Vanillish will affect our society, besides the fact that there might be raw cannibalism happening.
Or, like, Mr. Mime.
Yeah, that's a weird... Because I think... Not the first question, but one of the first questions is, what level of sentience and or sapience do Pokemon possess? You know,
I think it's just exactly as they are in their universe, where they're like...
Mr. Mime is like a slave. Like, the only Mr. Mime that I know, because again, we are relatively old, we've been out of the Pokemon game for a minute here. The only Mr. Mime that I know is the one that stays with Ash's mom. And is like a housekeeper that lives there.
Well, Pokemon are supposed to be like your friends, but also you can just make them fight each other. What's that about?
They don't really get damaged. I mean, they get damaged, but it's never like kill damage though. Because even the Sharp, where it's like, I'm gonna gore you with my horn because I'm a rhinoceros made out of rocks.
Right.
It's like it's like gently pushes into their belly, and then they're just like a scratch.
Right.
You know, right. So. If this is abiding by the rules of real life, however, I feel like all regular physics apply, and Pokemon fighting is now akin to dog fighting, you know?
Yes. So let's say that they just exist as animals.
Well,
you can have them as pets, I guess, because that's how humans are.
When they appear, are we assuming that they are similarly domesticated? Or when they appear, are they just wild fucking animals that we gotta figure out how to domesticate them?
I kind of feel like they just appear and we got to deal with them.
Yeah, I feel like they appear as wild ass animals that breathe fire and shit.
Well, and that's the thing is, I was gonna say, do you think that they appear based on like geography? So we live in the desert, so would a fucking sand shrew?
That was my first thought. Was also
Cubone,
the sand shrew because that's got like 9-inch claws that'll just rip through your house.
Right.
It's like, this is my house now.
But also we get some like common ones, you know,
like Pidgeys.
Yeah, like Pidgeys. Fucking
Rattatas are everywhere.
Yeah, just.
What else?
What, Bidoof.
Bidoof just in the river.
If we got beavers, we also got Bidoof.
Hit me up with the level 99 Bidoof. Master, you can't possibly win. It's 5 against 1. Then it's a fair fight. Bidoof, highly underrated.
Yeah, I agree with that. I bet we'd get Mudkip. I'd love that. Like, go to a wetland.
Yeah, true. Because what is it, like a salamander?
Yeah.
Like, what is the real...
Well, Mudkip...
I feel like the way that the Pokemon are distributed is correct. You're correct in saying this geographically. But they are found with their real-life equivalents or in similar environments to their real-life equivalents.
Yeah. Ekans.
Now, what is the real-life equivalent of a Charizard? I don't fucking know. Is that like mountains?
Crocodile? I would. But like in a different place.
It has
like
wings.
Well,
it's a dragon.
But it's more lizard-like, and that's like the biggest reptile that we.
But it's also fire-based, so is it
right? So it would be like a crocodile equivalent, but like in a different place
where there is fire and lava.
I feel like they'd live in cities. Is that weird?
Yeah. I don't know, because it's not industrial.
They perch on top of like skyscrapers and shit.
Just because they're dragons?
And try to fight helicopters because they think that they're some other dragon.
That's true. What about like... So, because the first question is, how many do we lose? How many people do we just lose day one because they walk outside and get fucking toasted by a giant snake? Or
Gyarados? Like you're just fucking like swimming in the ocean and Gyarados just fucking walks up.
Because there's no distinction of if Gyarados is saltwater or freshwater.
Right.
Because it's kind of just depicted as both in the show.
Tahoe Tessie
is Gyarados.
Is Gyarados, confirmed.
There we go. You know, honestly though, Gyarados is bigger than Tahoe Tessie.
Yeah, because it was like 11 feet or something. It was 11. No, because it was like it was like
3 meters. It was like 3-point-something meters and 11 feet.
Yep.
Gyarados, I think, is supposed to be like 20 meters long.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Just huge. Here. Well, and Onyx. Oh my god.
We need
Nick,
to fact
we
check.
would have to fight Onyx because we're by mountains, and I feel like that's where he'd live.
It's raw. Even like the common Geodude.
Oh my god.
Is just a live, aggressive rock that flies.
And his evolution is huge too, right?
Graveler.
Yeah,
and
Jesus.
Golem. Is it Graveler and then Golem, or does it go Golem and then Graveler?
No, I think you're right the first time.
Because is it the rock with the lizard in it, and then the 4-armed rock?
I'm gonna say it. Oh wait, no. It's the lizard later.
It's the 4-armed rock and then the lizard in the rock.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that works.
Me either.
And then you have like Magnemite, which is just a sentient magnet that flies and shoots lightning.
I would love that.
That's a problem.
Frickin' Zubat.
What was I looking at?
A bat, but with a huge mouth. Just a giant mouth. Like Mick Jagger.
Real size. Alright, here we go. That is... What the fuck? I don't like the realistic drawings of Pokemon.
I do.
Because you look at this... Oh, good, a DeviantArt link. Let's click on this shit. Go straight to porn.
I do really like realistic drawings of it because, like, the Pokemon movie... Like,
I don't even know. What the hell is a Necrozma? And why is it Ultra?
Nick, we can't question it because we've been gone.
Because we don't know. This thing's called a fucking wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Onyx, baby.
Oh, here, while we're here, let's see how big a Onyx is. An Onyx is 28 feet and 10 inches.
Yeah, like, so Gyarados is probably the same.
Oh, and then there's Steelix, which of course is... What is Celesteela? I don't know what that is.
Onyx, but steel.
No, that's Steelix.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But so both Onyx and Steelix are 30-foot snakes
made
of stone or metal.
We would die. We have
How
no defenses against that. None.
Technically, its weakness is water. So if you just have like a fire hose, is that the solution? Like you just get it kind of wet and it's like... Ugh.
Or just a squirt bottle. You think that'd work? Like it's like a cat. You're like, bad.
Apparently...
Snake.
bad giant snake monster. Why am I not finding Gyarados?
Because the internet hates you.
I was shown. That's just a... I don't know why that's a bucket of eyeballs. Gyarados, Mega Gyarados. Size for both, 21 feet, 4 inches. So basically double the size of Tahoe Tessie.
Yeah, we're just done.
But it's also water-based. So as long as you stay out of the water... How... Because Pokemon are just still meat, right? The ones that are at least animals.
Yeah, got it. Well, I mean, I guess we don't know, but I feel like
I feel like they would be, you know? Because I feel like it's implied in the first season that Pokemon just eat other Pokemon in the wild. Like, just consume bitch, right? So, the fishing industry for, like, just get a Gyarados and you feed a small Malaysian town for 3 weeks. You know?
Real, yeah.
Okay. So...
I mean, if we can figure out how to kill whales...
Because Wailord...
Oh, rip Wailord.
Is Wailord bigger than a real whale?
Dude, Dittos?
I'm going to assume so. Dittos are a problem.
Dittos are a big problem.
Can they... Because you can always tell by the face.
Right.
But can they also become inanimate objects? Like, are we just starting to play prop hunt in real life?
If it can make itself into another animal, why can't it make itself into literally anything?
I don't know. I don't know what laws of time and space Ditto abides by.
Oh, and then, yeah, speaking of time and space, all the freaking legendary, like, there's just Pokemon God now.
That's true. God is real and it's Arceus. So there's a goat. I don't know what animal, like deer. What's the Xerneas? Yeah.
I have no clue.
I don't know. I'm not caught up in my Pokemon mythology, but there's Arceus, which is a god. There's the big centipede that's the devil.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know its name.
I don't know its name.
There's Xerneas, which is the creator of life, because God Arceus made Xerneas and Yveltal.
Wow. What, Latios and Latia, right?
I don't know where they fit in anymore.
Aren't they time and one of them?
No, because time and space are Palkia and Dialga.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's
so right. I think Latios and Latias are just jets.
Sick.
Just sentient fucking F-16 Raptors, F-22 Raptors, excuse me.
What are those two? What's the little, like, onion fairy?
Celebi.
Yeah.
Is that time? I feel like that's time.
I feel like that's time. I love Celebi.
And then there's the legendary dogs.
Yes. Suicune.
And Raikou. Raikou?
Raikou.
Because it's Suicune, Raikou, Entei.
Zapdos.
Yeah. So now we just have effectively, even not considering the billions of now like 2-foot-long purple rats that were chewing through our homes with electrical wires, and our small dogs are now god beings that just roam with impunity. Except most of the god beings are like just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Until they figure out one another exist and then decide to
fight each
battle.
other.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So I think we'd lose a lot of animals that we already have because the Gyarados needs to feast. Right.
Or the fucking... I feel like a lot of Pokemon, now that I'm thinking about it, are herbivores.
Well, they had to.
Or can be.
I feel like they had to make it
I don't feel like that's true.
Because, like, they already had the violence of fighting. You can't
think about, like, a Weeping Bell. Is that the one that's the pot plant? The plant that...
Oh, the one that...
No, because Weeping Bell is the one that looks all sad and is like an uprooted fucking zombie.
Yeah. What, are you talking about the plant?
Victory Bell.
Yeah, Victory Bell. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, because that's just a carnivorous plant that exists.
Right. Which I don't know what it's called in real life. It's like a...
Pitcher plant.
Pitcher plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse, and I'm James. And we're...
I'm down with James. He's cool.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Honestly, Team Rocket, that section, the division of Team Rocket, is not that bad. Maybe in our universe, that's how Team Rocket comes to be, is because the Pokemon just show up one day and destroy society. And Team Rocket's like, we're gonna fucking enslave the shit out of those Pokemon. We're gonna murder them all, treat them like garbage.
Yeah. Oh, that would definitely happen.
Team Rocket remembers the old ways, the days of the Pokemon destroying humanity.
Yeah.
So is this just turned into Attack on Titan, but instead of Titans we have Pokemon? Where humanity is just this last stand against the forces of nature?
Yes.
Excellent. Except
for that, Pokemon are not inherently malevolent.
So they're wild animals.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that... especially if they've never seen... If they're like... Have they seen people before? Because if not, some of them would be scared, but some of them would just...
I'm trying to think of Pokemon that are inherently malevolent. The garbage. The living garbage one that has pigtails.
I feel like I know what you're talking
about.
There's
a living garbage monster.
What's the Nicki Minaj looking one?
Jinx.
Yeah.
That's an inherently malevolent being.
What? I feel like Haunter.
Yeah, like ghosts.
Like the ghost type.
Yeah, ghosts are also now just real.
Yeah.
Like there's another one that I've seen and heard about. It's Candle something, and it's literally just a sentient candelabra whose flames represent the souls of children or something like that. And it will just go and like suck a child's soul out or something fucked up like that.
Isn't there like a woman ghost looking one that's like it? I don't remember its story, but I think that it's like a siren type thing, like it lures people to their death.
No, there's something about that. There's one that does something like that. So yeah, we have introduced literal, tangible gods, ghosts, so there is some type of afterlife as well, which is good to know.
Yeah.
You know? What else do we have?
I mean...
There is manipulation of time and space, so super nothing matters.
I mean, there's just all kinds of powers. You know how many, like, animals, like, whose Pokemon counterparts would just absolutely destroy?
Well, like you said, a Bidoof versus a beaver.
Right.
One beaver can shoot energy beams, and the other cannot. You know?
Or, like, Ninetales versus, what is it, a fox? Versus a regular fox?
Yeah, or even, like, a regular Vulpix. It's only, like, 2, maybe 2.5 feet long, but it also shoots fire.
Right.
You know? So all foxes are deleted. I feel like you're right. I feel like the Pokemon show up and they just take the place of regular animals.
Right. Because they don't, like, just automatically take the place, but because they live in the same space...
They just hedge them out.
There's going to be,
they're like, guess what? I don't fucking like pigeons, said Pidgey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to gust them all away and snap their wings in pieces.
Caterpie finds all the small caterpillars and just, like, eating them.
Yeah, we also have to deal with bees that are 6 feet tall.
Right, just fucking giant
and still live
bees
in
and
swarms.
wasps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sentient honeycomb. That's our phone ringing. Excellent. We're professionals.
It was a robot, too. Fucking robots.
Fucking robots. That'll be a different podcast that we'll do.
Yeah.
Not fucking robots.
Oh, God, not...
But, you know, if we're going full Detroit Become Human on it, then I guess that has to be part of the conversation.
Yeah. Not today.
Not today. Today is the murder of Pokemon.
The murder of animals, not Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon murder the animals, and we murder the Pokemon because they're destroying society with energy beams.
And women inherit the earth.
Just at the end of it all. The Pokemon came, but only for the men.
God makes man.
Man makes Pokemon.
Pokemon destroys man. Women inherit the earth. Because I bet, you know, fucking Suicune is gonna look at you and be like, fuck you, but I'm gonna be right next to you and it's gonna be chill with me.
And while I get turned into ash, like fucking Infinity War, Suicune just is like, hop on, girl.
Yeah.
We out of here.
I'll take you home. No worries about it.
I'm trying to think of, like, because, so being in the kind of desert mountain region that we live in, we kind of have the worst of both worlds in terms of dealing with Pokemon, because we have all the Onyx and the Steelix and the Sandshrews. What other...
I said one earlier. Cubone. I feel like we'd have Cubone.
I feel like we'd have
He
Cubone.
looks like he'd live here.
Yeah, that's true.
And Virginia City is a town close to us that is a mining town, right?
Yeah.
And it's very known for its ghosts and hauntings and stuff because it's really old.
Oh yeah, that place is fucked with all haunters and ghastlies and shit.
Right.
What about all the industrial plants just having like wheezings and coughings and mucks and grimers?
Right. Like just a pile of mud just comes at you.
And is toxic.
Yeah.
And it, you touch it and you just start melting.
Yeah, and you die.
Because acid is a Pokemon move, so it could just melt through bullshit.
And we're pretty like mild climate, so we'd have like a bunch of the normal ones too.
Yeah.
Like common. I don't know what they're called.
The quote North American Pokemon.
Yeah, really.
I'm trying to think of like.
What's Meowth? We'd have Meowth.
That's just a cat.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's
Persian.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because we got cougars.
Yeah, mountain lion.
So Persian just. I don't know. I feel like it's nice and lazy though.
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
Definitely have Ekans and Akbar. Was that what it's called?
Akbar?
Oh god. Oh no way.
Fucking Akbar the purple snake.
That's what's it called?
That's the fucking title of this episode for sure. My favorite Pokemon is Akbar.
No.
Arbok.
Arbok, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm a little Lizdexic, baby.
Lizdexic. We
it's
love
fine.
Akbar the Pokemon.
Oh god. Akbar.
Trying to think, because we don't get any cool ones like Trico. Nothing like that.
Nah.
We might have a couple of Mudkips or something.
Yeah, I think we'd have. What's Poliwhirl?
Poliwhirl, yeah.
I feel like we'd have Poliwhirl.
We get a couple of frogs. We have frogs. Or like toads.
Mm-hmm.
So
Greninja?
Froakie?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What's the other one? Krogunk.
Yeah.
Yep, that's more like a toad, I guess.
Sure.
Less a frog. So we'd have a couple of Froakies or Greninjas.
Yeah, I feel like we have pretty chill ones. But it might just be to make up for the fact that we also have to deal with fucking Onyx and Steelix.
I feel like that's the big problem that I keep coming back to, but I can't think of other ones that would cause a whole lot of... I mean, there's like infrastructure damage, but it's not an outright threat to your existence.
Right.
You know? What do we have? Because where do you find a Bulbasaur family? Is that like the
I think
forests?
that's got to be more green. Yeah, like because
like deciduous
we're
forest?
too dry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we have forests, but they're pine trees,
dry
not
forests.
Right.
So what about like electric types? Because a lot of electric types are based on like rodents and shit like that, or just like not animals. Like Electabuzz.
Right.
It's just a plug.
And the ball ones that are just Pokeballs.
Oh, Voltorb and Electrode.
Yeah.
So I also feel like those are industrial.
Yeah,
based.
that's what I was gonna say.
And so I feel like they'll like downtown. There's the hobo who will stab you, possibly with a syringe of unknown origin. There is also the death ball that will kill you and itself to prove a point. You know?
Yeah.
Don't go downtown too late, or else you get exploded.
Yeah, you're walking in the wrong part of town and. You're like, oh, there's a shifty guy. Like, I'll speed up, no problem.
And you turn the corner and you see a ball, and you're like, "Fuck, I'll go back and take my chances."
And what's his name? Electabuzz.
Yeah, well, because there's Electrode and Electrode is one of the ball ones. There's Electabuzz and there's
Electabuzz. That's the huge one, right?
The one that has the big weird long arms.
Yeah.
But then there's the one that's like that has just a plug head.
Well, either way. You turn the corner to try and get away from the guy,
hanging out.
And it's just like fucking Electabuzz, and he like punches his hand at you, like fight right now.
Take it, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna turn around.
Yeah.
Because like Pichus and Pikachus are mice or squirrels. Because what's a squirrel equivalent? Oh, Pachirisu, the blue and white squirrel one.
Oh, I love that one.
So we get a bunch of those.
You know what? I'm sad we wouldn't have Staryu. Would we have? We'd have Psyduck.
Because is that just a duck?
Yeah, just a duck.
So everywhere has Psyduck.
Yeah. It's great.
I mean, everywhere within hundreds of miles.
What about, what's it called?
Alakazam?
Yeah.
Abra? I don't know. Because that's not really an equivalent of an animal. It's kind of like a shrew. Like an Abra kind of has the little weird foxy, mousy face.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be around here.
Because are the more like... Because the Pokemon that are more like bipedal humanoids, are those just like tribes now.
Actually, yeah. I was also kind of going based on color. So, like, we live in, like, a desert, and so, like, the more kind of brown colors, like, because they had to have the color for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Gotta evolve it some for one way or another, so.
Yeah, so let's look up, at least for the original 151, see who we're missing, and see if any of them represent a significant threat or significant impact on our society.
Totodile? What a legend.
Totodile?
Yeah.
Oh. That's a crocodile, though.
Yeah, but he's little. And emotional.
True. And aggressive.
He's fucking ready to fight.
Alright, here we go. Original 151 Pokemon.
Look, there's just crabs.
Just crabs. So we have all the Bulbasaur family, Charizard family, Squirtle family we talked about. Caterpie and Weedle. I mean, giant butterflies and giant bees. Take it for what you will.
Right.
Pidgey family, giant birds. That's fine. Rattata and Raticate. I mean, Raticate, those teeth
that's a threat.
That's a death. That's like a bite and you have a limb gone.
Yeah.
You know?
You're done. And if not a limb gone, you're going to have to get it amputated. Because
significant wound.
The damage is not repairable.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jagged, even. Pharaoh and Sparrow.
Again, just
giant birds. But I feel like these are more of a threat than a Pidgey.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know? I don't know if it's just because it's sharper. Ekans and Akbar. I'm not letting it go. Pikachu and Raichu. I mean, electricity, that's a threat, you know?
Yeah, like it would definitely be a threat, but I don't think they're very aggressive. Like, they can be, especially... But
they just kind of stick to themselves.
Right, like, especially the Ash's Pikachu fucking hates him at first.
True.
But...
Big murder.
Yeah, but it's not like... I feel like it's very much to themselves.
True. Sandshrew, Sandslash. I mean, that's long claws.
I feel like it's more of a vermin.
Yeah,
like they would get under your house and shit and cause structural
living in your crawl
issues.
Space is a bunch of fucking Sandshrews.
Yeah.
Nidoran and the respective evolutions to Nidoqueen, Nidoking.
Those are problems. But I don't know if they're...
What is that? You know? Like, what animal? Like, it's like a turtle, kind of.
I don't really know what it is. I think of rhinos.
No, it's almost like a rabbit, honestly. The Nidoran, at least.
That's...
Those are probably sprinting around, but that's just a rabbit that is venomous now. You know, it stabs your ass and you just fucking...
So it's like a more aggressive venomous rabbit.
Yeah.
So that's
which is not
probably
great,
an issue.
But that's still just eating lawns and stuff.
Right.
Like, it's a pest, but you got to be more careful when you deal with it because it might just stab you.
Right. I mean, we have rattlesnakes, though. It's probably like the same. They're just bigger.
Clefairy and... Big Clefairy? I don't know what you call that one. Clefairy and...
You can keep trying. I want to know.
Is this the Nurse Joy one? No, that's the one with the egg. That's Chansey.
Yeah. So I don't know what that one is.
Clefairy, I feel like is...
Aren't they just vibing in like the mountains?
Yeah, I feel like they just go on vibe.
Yeah.
Vulpix, Ninetales, we talked about. Fucking Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. I feel like Jigglypuff would become like fashion star somehow.
Like somehow associated with like wealth.
Yeah, totally.
See, the issue I have is the wild Jigglypuff presumably also lives in the mountains, and it sings and knocks you out, and then you die of exposure.
Right. Because
you're sleeping on a mountainside and you can't wake up now because the Jigglypuff it has decided it's time for you to die.
Well, because I feel like the Jigglypuff's very like, look at me, bitch, I'm great. So...
Yeah, the Kardashians would have a Jigglypuff in like seconds.
Oh, 100%. Ariana Grande, maybe? Mm-hmm.
Zubat, Golbat, we do have bats around here.
Right. And the only difference, though, are they venomous?
Yeah, they have poison moves.
Yeah, and
they
have giant mouths.
But it's not a lot of room in the body for you.
So it could probably, like, poison a small child and eat it, but it would take time.
That's fucking horrifying.
Oddish!
Oddish Gloom and Large Flower. Vileplume.
Oddish is great. People would abuse it, I think.
It fucking shoots spores.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like I could be its friend.
All right.
Maybe that's the problem, though.
Is that you feel like you can be its friend and you walk up and then it just destroys you.
Yeah. A little oddish. Pick it up. Love it.
Parasect.
Those are just crabs. We don't have to worry about those here.
They're cave mushroom crabs, though.
Oh, so they would be here,
like it's a bug type, so it's an insect. So I feel like that's a thing.
Here?
Yeah.
Well...
Again, up in the mountains and, like, caves and shit, though.
Right. Well, so you just have to have the same, like, worrying about it as you do with the mushroom.
Watch out for that giant mushroom crab.
Right.
Venonat and Venomoth. Just bugs.
Bugs again.
I feel like that thing will bite the fuck out of you, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But you'll see it coming. That's at least. Get a freaking tennis racket. You'll be fine.
A Diglett Dugtrio. Just a menace.
Yeah. Just a...
I don't really know what they eat.
Yeah, I think they would just be
it's like
a vermin
moles.
again. Yeah, moles.
Ruin your garden. All Pokemon just vermin. Psyduck, Meowth, we already talked about. Mankey is a monkey.
Who would just beat the fuck out of you.
He really would beat the fuck out of you.
We wouldn't have to worry about that because monkey.
Growlithe and Arcanine.
That's a problem. Again, we don't have to worry about.
But is that wolves? Like, where does that show up? I feel like not Arcanine. Fucking Growlithe is like a badger.
Well, that's just because it's size, though. I feel like they are wolves. They kind of look like tiger wolves.
Oh, tigers. No, because tigers are cats, though.
Yeah, but just because of their pattern, they look like they could be, you know. So, like, they'd be threatening, definitely. But, like, in the same way that tigers and wolves are, I feel like, you know, just don't really deal with them.
That's fair. Poliwhirl and Poliwag and Wally Pop. The fucking third one that I never remember. That's the same thing as the second one, but just angry.
We might have those, and those are threatening.
I mean, at least the big ones are.
Yeah, the bigger ones, but...
Fucking Poliwag is just like a, you know, foot tall.
It's just a little baby.
It's a little baby.
A little baby.
Could still shoot water and fuck your day up, but... Alakazam and fucking Abra Tribe. Machop, Machoke, and Machamp.
They would just be fucking walking around, and you'd have to deal with that. What do you do?
Like, I feel like this is another one like the Abras, where it's a tribe.
Yeah.
But it's a tribe of muscle men.
Well, and what if they were, like...
that are also kind
just
of
started
dinosaurs.
Going to, like, kickboxing classes. You know what I mean?
But again, to what level? Like, they can't walk. They don't have money.
Yeah, but if that walks into your kickboxing class, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Are you gonna be racist and fucking leave? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I mean, if you're in charge of a kickboxing class, and a Machoke just walks in, you can't be like,
get out,
because it'll just punch you and kill you,
murder you super hard, and then maybe eat you. I mean, they do have teeth that imply like some kind of carnivorous activity.
Well, that's too bad. You just have to live with it.
Yeah.
So
that's a threat.
And I think those can be in a lot of places.
They can like punch rocks.
Yeah.
Like in half.
So that maybe they'll just vibe in the mountains, and you go on a hike and you run into one and you're done.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't know, because how violent is this tribe, right?
Right, that's true. It could depend on.
Or do they just kind of exist?
Their experience.
Like, are they just becoming native tribes of Pokemon?
Yeah, I think in case of at least these ones.
Next, we have Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victreebel.
Just plants.
That's a threat.
I mean,
this one tries to eat James as like a plaything. Like, haha, I'm gonna eat you. If it doesn't like you, it actually just consumes your corpse. You know?
Yeah. Well, we don't live there, so we don't have to care about it.
That's true. Tentacruel. That's just a jellyfish.
That would make me really afraid to go in
aggressive.
The ocean. I had one of those do you know if I had X or Y?
You had X.
I had one, and it was so good, and I used it so much.
Our parents thought they were clever getting us Pokemon games based off of our chromosomes. Yeah.
I did not catch on to that.
Yep.
I love psychic Pokemons.
Next we have Geodude, Graveler, Golem, which we talked about. Yeah, it does. Geodude, Graveler, and then Golem.
Man.
That's bizarre.
Ponyta. We'd hella have Ponyta.
Yeah, we do have wild Mustangs around here. So now the fire danger is at an all-time high because the Mustang is just on fire.
Which is a really big problem.
That's a big issue. So basically Nevada's toast. Literally
burnt toast. Yeah, burnt toast.
Slowpoke. Slow... What's the next one? Because it's not Slowking.
Oh, I don't know.
The next guy, which the tail has been bitten.
Those, I think, are like hippos.
That's fair. That's reasonable.
They have a similar threat, I feel like, to hippos.
But they're slow. Like, you never see one of these things move more than like 5 miles an hour, where a hippo can charge your shit.
That's true. So maybe the hippos would win. Maybe that's an animal that would win out against its Pokemon counterpart.
I agree. So Slowpoke's doomed.
Yes. Slowpokes equal dead.
Big doom. Magnemite, Magnetite.
I don't know what to do with those. They're magnets, Nick.
What are their likes and dislikes? You know, what are they?
They like
after
fridges that they can stick to. They don't like fridges they can't stick to.
There you go. So now is the industry for not having magnetic fridges.
Well, then they won't come in your house though. Yeah. So like you're safe.
You don't want them in your house though.
Right,
so
right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you don't want a fridge that they can stick to.
But then what do you like? Are they? Because they still are just shooting lightning at shit.
Right.
So do you have like giant magnetic rods that get put up to grab? Because they're like, oh fuck yeah, get on that shit, and then they get stuck, and there's like a guy that comes and takes them away.
I feel like they might also come around during storms.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like there's like a thunderstorm happening.
And they're like, ooh, they just like the energy.
Right, the
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Far-fetched. I feel like that's a duck, but Japanese.
Yeah. And yeah. I don't know what it does. It's just a bird.
Just a duck.
Yeah.
And it has a leak.
I would love to meet one day.
I would love to have a conversation with a Farfetch. Doduo Do Trio. Those are ostriches, emus.
But with multiple heads.
But with multiple heads and powers.
So a threat. Definitely a threat.
But that's like an Africa threat.
Yeah. An Africa threat. Australia?
Yeah. Seal and dugong.
They're just unicorn seals.
Yeah, just seals, and a dugong is a real thing. So that's just an animal.
Sick.
But now it has been upgraded and has powers.
Oh, sick.
Muck and Grimer.
Yeah, we talked about
that's just pollution that wants to kill you.
It's a big problem.
That's a big problem. Cloyster and Cloyvella. The other one. Ghastly Haunter, Gengar. I mean, so Cloyster family, threat in ocean, but in ocean.
Yep.
Ghastly Haunter, Gengar, we kind of talked about. Malicious Spirits. Onyx, we talked about. Fucking Drowsy and Hypno.
Oh, God. I feel like they would they live here? What are they? Psychic?
Look at that. That's a tapir, for sure.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, homie hangs out in the forest and just hypnotizes people.
Well, that makes me sad. I like tapirs.
Well,
they don't deserve to.
The tapirs will still exist. They will just be malevolent yellow tapirs existing among them. Fucking Krabby and Kingler, I think is what it is. Giant death crabs.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
I would be scared at the beach.
Yeah. A lot of water just becomes threat level high.
Yeah, fucking you can't go to Daytona Beach anymore. It's covered in giant crabs that will
giant murder crabs.
Chop off your limbs.
You see that shit about the US having issues with murder hornets now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, thanks.
That's Beedrill. It's happening.
Pokemon have existed this whole time. You just didn't want to recognize it. The Egg Boys.
The eggs. And the palm
Executor?
Tree.
One of these is an Executor.
I don't know.
Oh, Executor and Execute. Executor.
Yeah, what if you had chickens?
Is that
you reached in to go get eggs from your chickens, and then you pulled out one of them boys? That's a problem.
That is it's a normal type though, right? Like what moves can it use?
Hit you.
I was at the very least tackle, right? Like there you go. Cubone and Marowak.
Cubone's a tragic story.
True, but also a threat. That's a femur. It'll beat you up.
Yeah, it will beat you up.
Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan.
Those
are just trained karate masters that are also wild animals.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Same vibe as Machop.
Yeah.
But more agile instead of just brute force.
There would be like an orc goblin thing going on with these guys and the Machoke Machamps.
Yeah, 100%. They're the goblins, right?
I feel like these are the goblins.
Yeah.
Because these things don't beat a Machamp. Four giant muscle arms.
Yeah.
Licky Tongue. That's just a nightmare.
That is a nightmare. Imagine.
I feel like it's amphibious.
Yeah. Imagine like you're just chilling, like fishing or something.
Yeah.
And you feel something like going up your leg, and it's fucking licky tongue licking your leg.
Yeah, that's a death.
And then you get paralyzed.
Coughing, wheezing, pollution, but in the air. Rhyhorn and Rhydon.
Those are
literally just a rhinoceros, but now it's made of rocks.
And one of them's bipedal.
Yeah. That's a monster.
That's a big monster.
That's a big Africa monster. You know?
Yeah. Rhinos, I feel like maybe could. I feel like they might be homies instead of enemies. You know?
They might just assume that it's the same thing as them.
Yeah.
And just hang out.
Yeah.
That's
they
fair.
just assimilate.
Yeah. Chansey.
Chance isn't she a sweet baby angel that helps you?
Yeah. She just walks around. I think she's like 4 feet tall though.
Sick.
So she just goes and has eggs.
Yeah. Doesn't she hatch Pokemon?
This is a prey species right here. Does she hatch what?
Does she hatch Pokemon eggs for you? Like
no. Well, maybe, but that's usually the Pokemon breeder that does that.
Yeah.
Or no, you can't hatch.
Could do it.
Can you hatch eggs at the breeder? I have not played Pokemon in a long time. But she helps nurse Joy.
Right.
So
she's
maybe
a healer.
She's a healer. Tangela. That's a demon.
It's just weeds.
Is it weed? I was thinking like worms, but I think weeds is more accurate.
Worms. It could be like a death omen. Like if it's worms,
it's like the Grimm of real life.
Yeah, it's
you see
just
a Tangela
standing at your front door,
and you're like, oh no. Kangaskhan. This is a kangaroo dinosaur.
Yeah, ripped kangaroos. Well, I don't know. Kangaroos are like super buff,
and they're fast.
Yeah, and that looks more slow.
Kangaskhan, I don't feel like is fast.
It's kangaroo, but with armor, so it's like maybe stronger, but not as fast.
So kangaroos have been upgraded.
Yeah.
So Australia is double fucked.
Rip Australia.
Horsey and Sea King.
I like them. I don't know. I like them. 10 out of 10.
I don't feel like they're that big of a threat.
They're bigger than seahorses. But
like,
I don't think they would fight seahorses, and I don't know if they'd fight us. I mean, obviously, if we...
Yeah, I mean, it's a giant seahorse that is a predator.
Right.
You know? So...
Yeah.
Goldeen, and this is Sea King. Horsey...
So fish with... I mean, there are some pretty fucking crazy fish
Yes, but I feel like this is just another fish.
Yeah, just another fish. You just gotta deal with it.
Starmie and Staryu. Or Staryu and Starmie. I always forget which one's which.
That's fucked. I feel like for some reason they're angry. They don't have faces, but they're angry.
The rage of the Staryu cannot be contained.
No, it really can't.
Yeah.
It'll come after you, for sure.
Big come after you. Yeah, so... Large starfish lives in the same... What is it, like 0 to 40 feet of water.
Yeah.
And they just decide to spin attack your legs.
Raw. And they can fly. Can't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they obviously need water in some capacity because they are a water Pokemon.
So they live by the coast. You're enjoying a dinner. And
then a fucking a living ninja star comes swirling by and just decapitates your aunt.
Yeah. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Mr. Mime talked about fucking Scyther.
Scyther is oh my god,
6 foot bug with blade arms.
Scyther would murder so many people.
How many of these does the military just take and is like point it that way? You know?
Oh god, that's true.
Like you just drop a Scyther in the middle of a foreign city and you're like, well,
go to town. Good luck.
Because how murder crazy is the Scyther? Relatively, I feel like.
My main memory of Scyther is in Super Smash Bros. Where you get a Pokemon forward. And it just goes and attacks you. Like, I can't see it being anything but aggressive.
Murder level high.
Yeah, murder level high.
Jinx.
She's creepy. I would be walking around and she'd try and hug me.
I feel like it's very similar to a Mr. Mime situation where it's like house cleaning and stuff like that. You know? But as a wild animal, I don't know where that fits in.
Yeah, but there'd be some weird people who think she's really hot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem. That's the only one where people are the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Electabuzz, we talked about. Magmar. That's just a duck, but on fire.
Which I hate.
Large fire duck.
Maybe it'll just live in places where volcanoes are a thing. You know? And it'll just live on or in a volcano.
Tropical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pinsir.
That's terrifying.
That's a giant death beetle.
That would give me nightmares. If I saw one in real life, I'd have to go to therapy for the rest of my life.
I'm thinking like it crawls normally with its face down, so the big head pincers are poking forward.
It's still huge though.
Oh yeah, and then it rears up to like eat things.
Right.
You know?
And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
It could definitely decapitate you. I feel like that's something that would like take small children.
That's not like decapitate you, that's chop your body in half and then take whichever half it wants. Yeah. You know? Taurus is just a mole. Yeah. We would have those. There'd be lots of Taurus ranchers.
Yeah. I think we'd be fine. Like, even though it's we handle bulls.
Yeah? Yeah. Magikarp, Gyarados, talked about. Lapras. That's Tahoe Tessie.
That is Tahoe Tessie. That's kind of how I was imagining Tahoe Tessie.
But just with a shell.
Yeah.
So, low threat level.
Yeah.
Ditto, we discussed being high threat level. Eevee is a dog.
Eevee's my girl.
But
people would domesticate Eevee for sure.
Oh, in like a second. And then you have Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon. So, elemental dogs. Right. Porygon, which was born out of a computer program, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it. It'd be in Silicon Valley.
True. Very much true.
I hate it.
Just hangs around wherever the technology is highest.
Yeah, I hate it.
Alright. Omnite?
It's just a snail. But
no,
a water
it's more
snail.
like the prehistoric things that had like tentacles that come out and grab you. Like a cuttlefish but with a shell.
Oh, okay.
But again, not super high threat level. The upgraded one, its evolution that is just the same thing but with spikes this time.
And a really big mouth.
Yeah.
It's a freak.
It's a big freak.
Ew, I hate it.
I mean, big, but also kind of feels like ocean floor type of living.
Yeah. That's like when seaweed touches your foot.
And you're like, that's a demon.
Yeah, but it's that instead. You're like, oh god! And your toe's gone.
Kabuto and Kabutops. It's a
giant bug.
That's a horseshoe crab.
Oh.
And that's a horseshoe crab that has blade arms.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's just a sea scyther, I feel like.
Yeah. God, I am never going in the ocean again.
Yeah.
If this comes true.
Pokemon, a real ocean is defunct. Canceled. Lots of air travel. But then we have Aerodactyl.
Just a pterodactyl.
Problem. Also swiping small children, because that's for sure a carnivore.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Snorlax.
I feel like people would be like, it's a Snorlax, and like
I feel like it'd eat motherfuckers.
Right. Well, and they would try to like pose with it and be like, it's sleeping, or like lay on it, and then it would just like if it didn't eat them, just rip them in half, or like break their necks,
just snap them.
Yeah, and then go back to sleep. Doesn't like being bothered.
True. Legendary birds we talked about. Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite.
I like those.
Are they eels?
Yeah, probably. They seem really nice.
Benevolent eels.
Yeah, benevolent eels. And then all of a sudden turns into an orange dragon, which, how does that make any sense?
We orange dragon now.
I've
heard stuff before where there's an assumption that Charmander was eventually supposed to turn into Dragonite.
Oh.
But they didn't think that Dragonite was not cool enough.
Yeah, well, because it's like Charizard's stupid cousin. Like Charizard's nerd cousin. Yeah. Charizard's like a jock.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And Dragonite's just like, what? I don't know.
A guy.
Isn't
he like a postman in the Pokemon series?
Sure.
Like he delivers letters or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Good job.
Charizard plays for the NFL and Dragonite is working for the U.S. Postal Service.
Are you saying that Postal Service workers are not as valued by society by NFL players?
Yes.
Because you're right.
I value them more than NFL players. But society, like as a majority,
society
does
is
not.
Incorrect.
I was trying to name
in our quest to piss off our non-existent audience, fuck your NFL. Fuck your football.
We don't watch football.
It's boring to watch.
I think I'd like to play football because I'd like to hit people. But
play rugby.
Because no, I want armor.
No, we've talked about this. Were you not there for that conversation? The whole thing is rugby actually has a lot fewer injuries than football. Because when you put the armor on, you're like, I can hit shit as hard as I can.
You're right.
Whereas rugby, you're like, I am a vulnerable person despite being strong rugby person.
This one guy I met this semester said that he broke his jaw on somebody's thigh while playing rugby.
How? Like a fucking dragon knee? Like just.
Well, I don't know if the person did it.
No, I don't think it was intentional.
I feel like
it was
he
like a
fell
fall.
and like just boom.
Big
like,
collision. It's raw.
Breaking your jaw, man.
Don't do that.
Sew your mouth shut.
Don't do that. Yeah. Mewtwo and Mew. Mew is just, again, one of those kind of abstract entities that I feel like is just around.
A Sphinx cat.
Yeah.
They'd be friends for sure. Because Sphinx cats are probably aliens.
Yeah. It's
like that one show. There was a show about
a Sphinx cat being an alien?
Uh-huh. And the little boy knew. And the rest of his family was like,
is that like Cats versus Dogs?
No.
No.
That's a great movie, though.
Yeah. And then Mewtwo is man-made Mew.
Which is...
I feel like is down the road from the initial ingress of Pokemon.
It would fuck shit up.
Big fuck shit up.
Because it does in the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, just we'll start blowing up like cities because it's like fuck humanity's bullshit.
And you can try and reason with it, but it won't do anything. Like it'll
True.
It'll blow up stuff. It'll create an army. Like God.
Yeah.
You're just done for.
Why am I so zoomed in? Good lord. Okay. So I think that pretty much concludes the Pokemon cast.
Last words. I think we're fucked.
Yeah, if Pokemon show up, just appear randomly one day, I'm pretty sure it's over because the infrastructure is so damaged. People are getting kidnapped by all manner of beasts.
Especially because so many people are aggressive, they definitely try to exterminate or fight so many of them.
Yeah.
But Pokemon are way powerful.
Yeah, like how many people with guns versus one Charizard?
Right.
You know?
Like, it would take so much.
How many cities have to get nuked fucking Resident Evil style before we can get rid of the Pokemon?
So I think it would definitely bring on the apocalypse, and we just have to be better and try and, be friendly and try and survive the initial apocalypse, and then once it's more calmed down, we have to be like, okay, this is fine, you know?
Yep. Excellent. Well, I think that pretty much does it.
I think this concludes our episode.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for listening out there. And remember, we usually would have a questions portion at the end. But seeing as we have currently 5 listeners.
Oh, is it 5 now?
Oh, no. It was 5 starts. 4 listeners?
Oh. That's still more than the last time I saw it.
Oh, sweet.
Well, we're famous now with all 5 of you listening. So we appreciate each and every one of you. If you have a question about Pokemon or why Lainey thinks one is called Akbar, there's some subtle maybe racism going on there. Or if there's a particular Pokemon that we didn't discuss that you think would have a significant effect on society, feel free to send an email into hypotheticalsiblings@gmail.com. That's hypothetical, HYPOTHETICAL, siblings, SIBLINGS, @gmail.com.
Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next Sunday with another episode.
With a never-ending stream of bullshit for you to listen to. Bye, guys.
Bye.